Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. Today is March 18, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Federal Reserve came out with a rate decision yesterday, keeping interest rates near zero, and they expect to keep it near zero through 2023, as the pandemic is going to take some time for us to have an economic recovery from the past year. Now, looking at the major economic events of the day, this turn, it's United Kingdom that has a rate decision at 2 p.m. South African time, major number coming out. So you do want to know it's coming out. Now, looking at the Forex symbols, the US dollar retraces. Well, as we look at the indices, the Dow Jones again to new record highs after this rate decision yesterday, and NASDAQ pretty much unchanged. In terms of commodities, gold gained and had a rally, oil pretty much steady and continues to be steady. If we look at the stock markets, it was stock Pacific, okay, which means that McDonald's, Alcoa gained, but not across the board. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin finally back on track on that trend line. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're starting out with a 4-hour chart of the Euro USD and a nice little pivot upward. Now, this is previous resistance that we're at, okay, which was subsequent support, subsequent resistance right here at this 19-ish level. If you look at a daily chart, I think you can see that a little bit clearer, okay, as this is hitting an area that we were challenged before, okay, this night just below 20 is just an area that we're challenged. So not sure if that's going to break out higher. GBP USD a little bit stronger, okay, as it gained a little bit further, but again has a major number coming out at 2 p.m. South African time. So you do want to kind of dust off some of the levels just to know where you're at. Right here is a resistance-ish area. Okay, if we look at that right there, that's 140. So it's pretty much trading very close to the euro, where you're seeing both actually trading on resistance. Now, looking at the Aussie USD, as the dollar retraced, you see a further gain here. Okay, where you would expect it to look something closer to the Euro USD and the GBP, where it would have been at this area. You see that it's gaining a little bit more stronger. Okay, so the Aussie dollar gaining a little bit more versus the US dollar. Now, looking at gold, nice little pivot, finally above that 1430-ish level. A nice little pivot to 1750, excuse me, as we're looking to make a correctional move here. All right, now this may contain itself today as the correctional move actually happens, as we've developing a little bit of a consolidation around this area. Now, looking at oil, nothing to really write home about, just trading sideways between $66 and $64. So nothing really to write home about. But as we jump into the Dow Jones, record highs at 33,000 points for the Dow Jones. Okay, it was a shaky day yesterday, a little bit going in both directions, but we gapped up right afterwards and we just gapped and go, and now we're crossing over again the moving average, so showing a lot of strength. However, with the NASDAQ not showing so much strength, not rallying here. Okay, once again, the Dow Jones rallying higher, but the NASDAQ not. So tech stocks are really not really the ones to hit. So looking at the stocks to really hit, Mickey D's, look at that, back on all-time highs. All right, 224 as it gains higher and really closing that upper limit. Mickey D's generally gains in a type of financial distress environment because people are scaling down on the type of food that they're eating out, okay, as opposed to going to fancier restaurants, they're eating at Mickey D's. So with that, that's going to have an effect in the market, okay, and that's sure to affect it as we're looking at. And looking at the other one that really got affected, Alcoa. Nice little move upwards, may challenge at 32.75 again. Tesla also is a stock that gained big yesterday after we've seen it tumble from 800 down to 600-ish level, but now bouncing above 700. I didn't bring it up here on the actual graph. Now, looking at Facebook, that did gain, okay, but if we look at the others, really didn't gain that much. Apple, not really, okay. If we looked at Microsoft also, really didn't gain much. So you're seeing that the markets are stock specific. So you have to really just play the trend on a 2-3 day level, okay, and shift what you're looking to trade almost on a daily basis. Now, looking at Bitcoin, all right, look at that. Nice little pivot up. And this is that trend line we had set up. Okay. And if we look at a daily, it looks like we just touched it and then continued higher. So for right now, this is something that we're honoring, at least in the interim. Now, this can fizzle out, okay, around this 58,000-ish level and trade sideways. But for now, we're still keeping to this trend line as we're going higher in Bitcoin, okay? Markets are really reacting to the situation. Now, you know, with this stimulus package, we're hoping that it doesn't get too overburdening on the market, meaning that the dollar is going to just tank as a result of it, all right, because there's so much cash in the market. So something to consider going into the next quarter as we're absorbing this information. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.